Guys, welcome back to the channel. I had no idea you guys were so bullish on Reef Finance, right? So that's why we are doing another update specifically for you guys. And this time we're going to focus more on the price action. Now, of course, we are seeing, a sell-off today, the market down just under 15%. And this is mainly because the market is, of course, selling off across the board. Whenever Bitcoin sneezes, the market catches a cold, right? So first, I would just like to say, when we look at the graph, just from literally a perspective from its inception, we can see that price has basically been consolidating since its launch. Of course, we did see, price, go all the way down and then start to travel up. This was obviously in Feb. We saw price reach all-time highs and then trend back down to the downside. And then we saw the same happen again. Price retest these highs and then price go back down. And then we saw price retest these highs again in May. And then, of course, we saw price move all the way back down. So we're seeing, an interesting pattern here on Reef Finance. Price pretty much ranging now, to be honest with you, for a new project or as someone that is just looking for entries on this project. This is a good thing, right? This is what you should want to see because it allows you to enter these kind of projects before the massive spike, right? You get to be someone that's already positioned in this before price moves to the upside. And as you can see here, when we look at the graph from 9th of March, I mean, as you can see, price is pretty much trended to the downside since that spike on the 11th of May. Now, before I get into some of the price action, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, click the bell notification icon so you can stay up to date on all my recent videos. Remember, guys, nothing that you see in this video is financial advice. So always make sure to do your own research. Very important. And of course, click the link in my description, join a Telegram group so you can stay up to date on all our recent updates, news updates, technical updates, and much more. And of course, if you want those juicy under the radar cryptocurrency gems, right, for specific entries, exits, and more, check out Crypto Crew Premium. We recently dropped 2 new projects this week already that we bought into, and of course we've got some nice entries on Reef with specific targets as well. Now, let's just look at the price action from where we currently are now. Now, as mentioned, the market is down, but this is an opportunity for maybe you or anybody else that's interested in this project to do your research and then start looking at entries as early as today potentially, right? Now here's the thing, right? It's easy to say, okay, price is trending to the downside. I'll just wait for price to at least hit, May lows and then look for an entry. Now, obviously that makes sense because you're thinking to yourself, you know what, if I wait, that's going to save me around 20%, right? Which is decent, I guess, because obviously you go exercising patience, etc. But one thing I will say, and one thing that's important to take note of, is sometimes it can actually be an enemy of progress, and I'll tell you why. Matic, and we made this video, so many of you would have seen it. When we made our video on Matic and we were looking for an entry, price was around 21 cents. Now, we said to ourselves, we're not going to enter. We're going to wait for price to go back to 15 cents on a Matic just to save, a few percent, some percentages, etc. And then what happened? Price went all the way up to 30 cents. And by that time, now we have to buy at a more expensive area. So of course, it can, it can work. But the way I see it is if you plan on buying a project anyway and you plan on holding for the long term, 20% is going to be very insignificant when looking at it a year from now, right? Especially if let's say you miss an entry and then price goes all the way back up to maybe not all-time highs, because I doubt it'd move that fast, but let's say price moves up let's say 34%. So now, instead of having an entry at it's at a low in June, you now take the risk of entering price a little higher. Now, of course, even that is not such a bad thing, but we have to ask ourselves: will we see May lows be met in June? I don't think that would be the case. I don't believe that we are going to see May lows. Now, one thing that we do have to watch out for, and one thing to keep an eye on from a technical perspective and a day trade perspective, is we do not want to see these wicks taken out. Once these wicks are taken out, then the likelihood is, yes, we could then start to see price move to the downside. I mean, a way to counteract this would maybe be looking for some entries now, maybe setting another buy order at this area. So just in case these wicks are taken out and price slams back down to May lows, at least you're now triggered in and you've got two good entries. So your dollar cost averaging on Reef. Also, we have to remember, guys, this is a new project. This isn't a seasoned project. This has a lot of potential, especially as it's built on the substrate Polkadot. Polkadot, in my opinion, is one of the best cryptocurrencies out there. We're super bullish on that. Now, scouting the next big projects on its ecosystems early could pay great dividends in the future, right? And that's what I believe, that people, anyone that's looking to make a great fortune in the cryptocurrency space, you might want to start looking at projects on the Polkadot blockchain, new projects that are in the ecosystem that you could take advantage of and take full advantage of that long-term growth that we do expect. Now, circulating supply 12.6 billion Reef. Market cap, again, still fairly new, just over a quarter of a billion, so just over $267 million, so still fairly new. We've done our research on the project. For those of you that haven't seen that video, check out our last video where we briefly go over it. We're going to go over this in a more macro sense and maybe show examples of Reef in action, and really why we are bullish on Reef, not just from a DeFi perspective, but just based on the opportunity here with Reef being on Polkadot itself. Right, so we're going to get into all of this, and to be honest with you, let's just go on year to date. Look at the yearly. I mean, it still looks really, really good. Really, really good. January the 1st, as you can see, price is still in the green for the year. But, we want to take advantage of that massive growth. So we're going to be looking to stock up on this. You should definitely look at this as well. But with that being said, guys, I'm not gonna hold you guys up for too long. Just remember, when others are fearful, be greedy, and when others are greedy, be fearful. To be honest with you, there's just so many opportunities at the moment with a lot of fear in the market, and of course you can literally snap this up dirt cheap. But of course, just to highlight main points to take away from this video: be careful from where we are now. If these wicks are taken out, we are going to see price go down a lot lower. Again, this is not a strong area of structure here as well, so do keep that in mind. This area that's highlighted is not a key area of structure, so do keep that in mind as well. Price could easily go down a lot further, so do keep that in mind as well. But all in all, we are now looking for that trend reversal anytime soon. So we're just doing our last restocks. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. If you like this video, subscribe, like, and comment. And of course, join the Telegram group to stay up to date on all our recent updates. And don't forget to check out Crypto Crew Premium as well. Now remember, guys, as I always like to say, seize the day.